Hello and welcome to the Onward VRML. My name is TFH. I am joined by my lovely co-caster, Vivian Control.
Thanks, Cal.
I almost did it again.
It's okay. It's my name.
Yep, well, tonight we have Rome versus Entity. Control. What are you expecting today?
Actually, I don't think I've seen Rome play this season, but I think that we're gonna have a good even match. If we look at the roster, Rypick just had a baby on the side of Entity, but he's back and he is a really, really good player. So
He's back and now he is a father. Beware, he has those dad reflexes now.
Right, and Rome, they have a freelancer. Do you know who that is? Is that a new pickup?
I think that is Freelancer NYC. I've seen him around in lobbies. I'm not exactly sure if he was ever on a team before. Could be a bit before my time, but he has been around in the Onward community for a while now, so very good to see him on a league team, kind of showcasing that competitive play and seeing what he has to bring to Season 10 here. Well, it looks like that we have all 10 members in the lobby, so without further ado, let's just go straight into the bands here. Vivian, I did it again. Control.
Thanks, Calvin.
What do you have for me here?
I have my name for you. The band's gonna be Suburbia from Rome, and on the side of Entity, they're gonna ban Cargo. So they're looking to do big maps, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it's a little biased that way. And we're going to start off with a big map. On map 1, it's going to be Quarantine.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be in the center-ish. Right. No, in the back garage. No, in the garage. You know what?
Directions are hard, and we all
in the middle. I just passed it. It moved a little bit.
It's the burning building. The building that is on fire. Yes. That building. It's going to be a very interesting objective to start off with for both of these teams. Rome's going to be starting off initially, and they are a team that love to cap. So Entity's going to have a very hard round ahead of them to start off. But if they can pull off a good defense, that'd be a great way to start for Entity, which is the kind of the lower ranked team in the connoisseurs list, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, I hesitate to say who would win, honestly, because they both perform like sometimes when you least expect it, so you can't really like pin them down to any one style or any, you know what I mean? I feel like they have some really good plays and really good moments at times, both of these teams.
Yeah, well, going through the rosters as they are right now, on the Rome side, and I'll point out whoever's a sniper here, because this is going to be very important to match where we're not really playing our close range maps. So we got Gladiator R, who loves to bring that drone. He'll bring plenty of intel as he goes, no matter where he goes. William Dunce, who... he's a bit more of an all-rounder player. He doesn't really, he mainly specializes in the shield, yeah, but aside from that, he doesn't really do any sniping, not too many long-range things, so he'll probably bring a really good assault rifle or, you know, like kind of like a standard kind of loadout to the game, be able to play extremely well in those mid-range combats, but nothing from really across the map per se. Freelancer, who's, like I said, they're their newest pickup, so we don't really know much about him. Man-Bear-Pig, who is a sniper, and a very good one at that, so definitely something that...
He also does shield.
He also does shield as well, but this isn't really a very shield-friendly map to start off with, but I do get what you're saying. He is an incredible shield player, along with William Dutz. It's kind of their trademark of Rome, is that double shield play. And it works really well for them. And then we're going to finish it off with Big Mike for Rome, who is another great all-around player as well. So plenty of kind of diversity in the specialization for Rome there. Now on Entity side, a bit of a different lineup than what I thought they would bring. But regardless, we will have Hangman, Rypick, the new father, Gun Rama, 1987, Gun... Wait a second. I thought
Gun's a dad?
Is Gun... No, I think Gun's a reservist because I thought he left the team. Gonzo dad and then Fitz. Well, he could be a reservist, but it'd be a really good reservist for the Lords of War because he has so much experience playing with them. Matter of fact, he is one of the OG Lords of War. So definitely a great
And we are in.
Yes, we are. And without further ado, here comes round one. Entity.
Good luck.
Lords of War, I should say. I think I forgot to mention that Lords of War have changed their name to Entity, and not really much of their lineup aside from people who decided they just don't want to be playing anymore.
And Rome is going to have the north.
They are playing really interesting.
Wow, that is, yeah.
What is? They are just hiding on spawn.
No, or they're in a interesting line.
That is really.
It's pretty cool. Oh, it's pretty a good play because they just totally had someone on the roof missed them. Oh, he just went right to the roof. I thought he was going over.
I'm a little lost for what this play is supposed to accomplish, but maybe there's some method behind this madness. But maybe the idea is to make the other team think that it's a different spawn.
Yeah, or yeah, I suppose so. Unless no, they're all staying up there. Okay, I thought maybe one was gonna make their way somewhere else. Like they didn't even take the roof, interestingly enough.
Well, it looks like that they're gonna start moving their way on up, and they have been identified.
Ooh. Yeah.
Manbear will be bringing that EMR, the sniper rifle with the 12x. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's an M4, not an EMR. Another good kind of hybrid weapon, good for both sets of combat. Lots of shots coming up from the rooftop. Won't be able to find any members of Rome, I should say.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he saw the shield player, because I know he was shooting right down the middle, but the shield player did make it over to the west. And lasers, I forgot about them.
I forgot about them too in the beginning, but I've corrected myself before. Ooh, that aid was really good actually from William there. He's kind of made that cross with the shield. It's interesting to see the shield being played on a map like Quarantined. I've dabbled in a bit before, but I've always felt that it's just not really as worth it as it possibly could be on this map.
I mean, if he gets into like a high position, he can get some good call outs, I suppose.
And Rome is all about that information, that intel. Ooh, he domes Gladiator with that LMG fire. But now everyone is looking at him. This could be a bit of a holdup for Rome here. This lone rooftop member is holding back the entire squad from progressing. We're already at a full minute in. William Dunce is getting really aggressive on this roof right now. Maybe the idea is to get some really interesting rotations coming out of Hangman with the shield in order to kind of make him get exposed. You can see William, it looks like he's preparing to shield flick because he's already sighting. You can see where the laser's pointing through the shield. He is sighting behind the shield, which means he's getting ready to flick it rather than trying to shoot sideways. Oh, Hangman could shoot beneath the ground, but ooh, Williams just found out he's in a very precarious spot. He's getting pinched right now as he speaks. He tried.
Wow.
Oh, he goes for the knife.
Fantastic. That was
I am
brilliant.
It was very well done. I'm genuinely surprised that he didn't hear the footsteps going around and kind of realized that's what was happening. But regardless, a very nicely performed knife.
It could have been the smoke too. The smoke went overhead at the same time.
Exactly. Right Pig is able to find Manbear Pig, so no sniping action coming out from him today as we go into a 3v4 with Entity on the advantage here. Of confirmation shots there. Now William's in a great spot to be in the shield. He can recognize any kind of rotation that's going to come out of Entity while being in relative security behind that shield. Granted, you can have the 203 there. Rypick is able to find Big Mike, former SOC member. He's made a bigger name for himself on Rome than an SFC at this point, but
yeah. You know what's interesting is that Gonzo Dad is posted at the gas station and no one's really there, so he'll have to book it if his team goes down.
Well, so far, Rypick's newly found dad reflexes have been doing him very well so far.
Yeah. I mean, even before. He's probably just
how much more reflex can you add to this man?
Yeah, right?
The key to becoming good at Onward is have a kid. William Dunn's able to get that revive onto Big Mike. He's going to be a problem as he approaches his shield. People have got to get their pinch on here if they want to be able to shut down this shield. And it looks like Entity is spread out enough to be able to get a good pinch going. And knowing Fitz, he does his homework before rounds. He doesn't go on the rounds blind. He really doesn't like to. Big Mike is able to find Fitz, though. So no more homework time for Entity there as we go into a 3v3. But, ooh, Rypick finds the angle on the shield.
Wow.
And that is down and out confirmed. He's now lining up Big Mike. Big Mike rotates away just in time. But, oh, no, he's going to try to peek the same place again with the tablet out. Oh, he's just memorizing. Oh, he's exposed himself now. Gonzodad's going to be able to find that pick, and now it's all up to the lone member, the newest member, Freelancer, as he makes his way on in. He's able to find Rypick. The dad reflex juice has worn off. Oh, he's going to try to go for Gonzo. He's able to find Gonzo. Now it's up to one member.
Wow.
He can freely cap here just from this lone push
Oh my
alone.
God.
He is within capping range. He goes for the
Go ahead,
confirm
cap
now, and he's not even crouching. He is just going full-blown cap here. No nades and respawns.
Oh.
Oh, there it is. There's the nade and respawn.
You're
It's up to gun
kidding.
rambo, but he is not
Whoa.
able to get
Wow.
that in. Oh, wait, no.
Wow. No, they ran out of time.
Oh, my God. I wasn't even looking at the
Wow.
timer.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I know.
No
I was
way.
like, what?
No
It's like one of
way.
those things like, there you go. The cap's right there. Oh.
I was expecting the cap so much. I wasn't even looking at the timer,
Yeah.
but wow.
That Entity got really lucky there.
That
I mean,
is super lucky. It was working so well in their favor, but they weren't expecting that push. But then,
yeah.
when all seemed hopeless, the timer comes in for the clutch. For Entity's sake, wow.
Yeah, that was. But the thing was that Rome did an excellent like push because like we were wondering what they were doing. I mean, there's no way that we could know what a team is planning. But like you said, they were probably just waiting to stay undercover because if they all stayed there, then they can all push from there and maybe allow an entity to get into position, perhaps. But unfortunately, the way that they went gave Rypick all the pickings because he's,
That's what he does.
you know, he's such a
Did
good
his thing.
shot, really. I think we all know that about him. But yeah, that time was just the unfortunate thing. Otherwise, that would have been a quick turnaround on the side of Rome.
That could have been an easy 2 points if they didn't wait so long in the spawn, I think. I think that interesting strat kind of threw them off a bit from their normal timing since Rome are a relatively aggressive team. They're not like super aggressive, but they do have their aggressive moments. So I think that they're used to operating on a shorter time frame than what they allotted themselves in that strategy, and I just don't think it worked out as well for them. I think that they need more time if they want to be able to kind of play like that. Even though that is the quick spawn, they played that super slow along with waiting in spawn for a while. I guess I'm just a little confused as to what the strategy was behind waiting in spawn for that long.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where you just gotta get the timing down. I do see new people in the chat, so I want to say hello and maybe explain the game a little bit more if you're brand new to this. But Onward is an FPS. It's a mil sim. It's a team game, so there's 5v5 on one side. There's 6 minutes in a round, and it's best of 7 rounds. And the Marsoc in blue, they have 6 minutes to get to the objective, and which is the uplink, the satellite that you see, and send in a 7-digit code that is generated randomly at the beginning of the round. The Volk players in black, they have to defend it, so they stay near it and basically just wait for the attack, and then round ends, and then they switch places. Now, if they send the uplink, they get 2 points. So there is a lot to lose for Volk if they don't defend it right.
Yeah, and speaking of Volk, we're gonna hang out with Volk on the spawn here. It's Rome this time defending, as Control just said before. Everyone switches sides. They alternate sides, so after you're done defending one round, it's not CS:GO where you're just defending for a set number of times in a row. You're kind of just going back and forth, and kind of tosses up the game every once in a while. Kind of differentiates its Onward differentiates itself from other FPS, you know, pancake games, as we VR people like to affectionately call them. Bit of smoke coming out from Entity as they try to cover their own cross. It looks like that they already successfully got one member all the way down onto that south. No! As I say that, Gonzo gets picked up by Man-Bear Pig with an AK-12, so that's not even a sniping loadout. That is just a really good shot from a distance with a hollow sight, probably. Unless they put a 4X on it, which is totally possible. No, he is rocking a holographic sight, so definitely a really good, definitely good eye on Man-Bear Pig's side there, but we all know, for any of you South Park fans out there, that the Man-Bear Pig does not exist, and Al Gore is tooting lies, of course. For those of you who don't get that reference, just watch that episode. These shots coming out from Entity as they
keep your head down.
Try to. Hangman's in an awkward point to have to reload after spraying an entire mag onto the burning building, but not able to find Man-Bear Pig, who is just tucked in there. Oh, so well.
Yeah, they're able to get the call, and they know, but they're a little bit stuck at this place. If you're wondering why they spawn at a different place, so Volk will spawn at the same place, but Marsoc, to give a little bit of an edge for a surprise, they can spawn at 3 or 4 different places depending on the objective. So that's why they're further northeast. And this is not a very fun spawn, to be honest. Not a lot of people like it because you kind of get stuck there.
Isn't fun for Gunrama as Big Mike picks him up on the north side. Shots coming out from Man-Bear as he identifies another member of Entity. Rome have been holding a perfect defense so far. Maybe this is what they're betting their game on, is on their defense instead of their offense. Because it's certainly looking a lot stronger than how it looked in the first round.
All right, we got 3 minutes 15.
Is this tow truck company really called Big Mac? I just realized that.
Yeah, you've never heard of them?
I've never heard of them.
I don't have any body count.
I've only heard of them because I play the game.
Not even a Mack truck. Like, it's just a truck.
Well, Freelancer.
Hangman's in a bit of a pinch as he gets picked up by Freelancer, just like you said.
Yeah.
Man-Bear Pig will find Rypig as well in the midst of all that. Now only one member of Entity is the lone entity.
I'm sorry, but Freelancer was like friendly. I think I was getting shots.
And Rypig is completely out for the count. Dad reflexes did not come in clutch here today. Maybe popping a child out is not the strat. We follow the monologuing Fitz as he works his way on up to the objective. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna let him cast.
He knows.
Oh, he knows. He knows we're doing this.
He knows the gig.
He is very, very familiar with how I operate and how we as a team operates.
Yeah, Fitz has been around since season 7. He started in the Onward rookie boot camp. And it started out as a player for Entity when it was Lords of War, and they rebranded a couple of two or 3 or 5 times to Entity, which I like. Is probably my favorite iteration. Oh, look at Gladiator's right here. He's not looking at where Fitz's position is. So either Fitz can choose to shoot him and kill him, or know that he's going that way and go around him.
Ooh, that's a risky decision.
Well, it's just that because he's the only one there, so if he shoots,
his window is elapsing. Gladiator they don't even see each other. Oh. Fitz knows exactly what's going on. One shot. Oh, no, he didn't confirm it. No, it's even worse. That is the wrong decision. He wasn't able to get the confirm, and he was so stoked to get that double shot in, but now everybody knows where he's at. There's no way that Gladiator isn't radioing where everything's happening.
Yeah, because now...
Yep, there it is.
Oh, well, that can happen. I was going to say, and now, and it happened. Yep, that's it.
Well, that's an awkward moment when you get when you literally give your opponent an even better vantage point of where you're at than where he was before. That's just the wonder of not confirming your kills, and it happens to all of us
Yeah.
at the best of times, but
It happens to me all the time.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's dead, but he wasn't.
No, he
That
was
was,
really good at being
you know
quiet.
what? Entity just unfortunately had a bad spawn. If you're playing a team like Rome, where they know what to do at this objective, which is to immediately identify spawn, and the minute you know that it's that North Crater spawn, you can really box them in. So I think Rome, I mean, they were all 5 up, 5.5. Gladiator was taking a nap, you know. So that was
It's sleepy time.
an
You know?
unfortunate shutdown for Entity, as you said, Man Bear Pig. He was getting those good shots, and they just kind of got stuck, unfortunately, on that one. But good tight defense on Rome.
Well, you probably already saw it on the mini screen, but the next objective will be the ambulance objective, or the crashed ambulance objective. You're in for a ride if you're getting a ride in an ambulance and it just suddenly crashes, you know, especially if you're on the ambulance because you're in a car crash. But regardless of lore, this is a very
They were there to pick it up.
yeah, picking up everyone who got hurt. I'm not gonna say died because there's like no bodies here, but everyone who got hurt from this crashed jumbo jet, which is marvelously in 3 intact pieces somehow, but
yes.
everything else is strewn about. But don't get me wrong, I've watched way too many aircraft investigations on National Geographic to know too much of this stuff.
Yeah, you can read his fan fiction online. I'll
yeah.
send you the link. Rome is going to get the quick spawn across the way here on the north. And yeah, I would say it's the quick-ish.
It's probably the
right
quickest
across the way
spawn there is.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that rooftop immediately available to you, especially when you have a
Absolutely.
sniper on your team like this guy, Man Bear Pig. And he's already looking for Hangman, but right now they're playing this like crossed map game of Ring Around the Rosie, and it is actually pretty funny to watch.
It's fun to play.
It is very fun to play, except until you get shot. Right Pig is able to find Gladiator from his forward position in the burning building, which is typically not a very couth position because you typically don't want to be inside of buildings that are on fire. But regardless, this is how Onward works. Couple shots coming out there from Man Bear Pig as he finds Hangman's position, who's almost hung himself, but luckily he is able to escape. He's able to escape the gallows this time, put it that way.
Just a shout out to everyone in the chat. B. Carlton. Hey, that's Bobby Carlton from VR Scouts. Welcome.
Ooh.
And Megan and Leah and Michael, they're from the All Space community, so welcome.
Oh, welcome
Thanks
everybody.
For hanging out.
Thank you for checking out our not so grassroots anymore production. we used to market this like this. This is a grassroots production. It's like it's not grassroots production. We've got a full-blown production team now. It's evolved into a very giant monster that is uncontrollable at this point.
What did you call me? Just kidding.
I'm going to exercise my my Fifth Amendment right there. My right to remain silent. Ooh, Hangman's just trying to find this peek onto William. He might be able to find. Oh, Man Bear just shuts that down from across the map.
Somebody clipped that. That was
that was
oh
good.
man,
That was
he
good.
is on point today with those shots. Put him and Rypick together. Let's see what happens.
Ooh. The question: who has the better dad reflexes? Now, keep in mind, scopes as you see it on screen do not work like how you see it on screen. Matter of fact, they are pretty well modeled. Granted, the next update's going to even add more depth to what you do see. Ooh, Gunrama, don't peek that. He knows what he's doing. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's shooting the he's shooting the ledge. I think he just figured that out, given the small rotation that he just did. But now Rypick knows exactly where he's at, and he's lost his opportunity there. He knows it. That's why he's backing off.
Yeah, I think Rome, they're kind of like deciding here. I think they're kind of looking to try and find picks.
They've already used up
maybe
half
just
the
trying to
time deciding, and this could run against their favor again.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're trying to just take care of Rypick or decide how to handle him. Not that they specifically know it's him, just like that the someone is in that center building. But you're right. If they're gonna go for a long flank, they have 2.5 minutes to do it. They really need to make that decision.
I don't really have that much time to be able to do stuff. Well, we're gonna actually not watch William Dunn's because of his colorful use of words.
Oh, I like color.
You know, color is a wonderful thing in life, but there's also professionality at stake here.
In the heat of battle, guys, it can get intense.
Yeah, especially in a
somebody
virtual
did
video game
ask.
battle.
Yeah, they asked like, how do you guys see people? It's like you, like in the game.
We
So it
don't.
looks
We just shoot randomly and we hope it lands.
on the screen when you're watching it, it's hard to see sometimes, but when in the game, you can see a little or a lot better. I know because when I watch back from my point of view on tapes, I'm like, I don't even see the person I'm shooting, but I know I got somebody. So yeah, it is. Well, they don't see the names like how we see the names right now. The names and the lasers, it's completely empty inside. Ooh, wow!
Rypig
And
has got
Rypig.
a cross map shot onto Manbear Pig there. Now it's all William Dunce is kind of unsupported, which on a map like this is not how you want to be. You want to be able to have a buddy with you to kind of handle those long range encounters. But now Gonzo is just working his way on up here. William Dunce has a nade primed. Oh, but he also has a nade primed too. It's a flash. William Dunce is able to block that with his line of sight. Oh, I don't. Ooh. Wow, he just wasn't able to line up his shots into the feek. Rypig by Big Mike. This is slowly collapsing in on William. I don't think this is working that well
no,
for
he's all the way back
Rome with
here.
the shield play here because that happens.
Shield us down, shield us down.
Basically, William kind of
Wow.
holds the team up a bit because everyone has to rotate around him, but he has to do these very long rotations that allows for Entity to get into positions, and they're just able to pick off Rome one by one when they're on the attack.
Yeah, that and like
Here we go again.
Gonzo's
Freelancer's the
just
last
right
one
on
up.
it.
Last second Freelancer. Here we go. Let's see what he can do. We're just going to onboard him. Oh, nope. He wasn't able to. Gonzo was able to shut that one down from the dunes. And Entity will get a second point.
That was crazy. Gonzo like right in the face of William. Like, I mean, you know, because the shield can be so difficult to deal with sometimes, and I guess he knew like most of his guys were up anyway, and just got the better of it. Honestly, it's hard to say like if you're watching and you see the shield has a shield and a pistol versus somebody with, you know, a rifle, but there's a lot of really skilled players that can just use a pistol and tag you. So sometimes not the best to go like head to head, but that was gutsy of him and it paid off. You know what I didn't really hear as much, and it could be just I'm moving away at the wrong time. I don't hear a lot of talking from the side of Rome, and I think perhaps that they had an idea of a plan, but something shut it down, and they had to kind of rework. So, again, it could be because I'm just jumping from screen to screen, but I think that would be helpful on such a big map like
not
this.
talking whenever you're watching them, and they have that superpower to know it, that.
Oh,
somehow.
Right. Okay.
They don't want to give away their
I won't be mad.
strats
Well,
to you.
William was talking.
Yeah, I heard him
please.
talking, but then he was cursing, so I couldn't watch him forever. Maintain some level of professionality here. It looks like we got a fairly quick spawn as well for this one, for this objective as well. Entity have had problems on Marsoc getting onto the objective. This map has been very defense friendly so far. This could be the objective to change that.
Yeah, I'm looking at William and Big Mike hanging out here together. They already identified their positioning. They're both here able to see Rypig, for example, who's in by the green car. Oh, Man Bear with that.
What?
Man,
that is
he
deadly.
Deadly, I know.
He gets that confirm into Gonzo as well. That does give away a bit of his positioning to Rypig, who's just kind of waiting for that rotation. Ooh, but he's getting caught out himself by, I think, William. Bit of a nade toss goes out there. Ooh, that's actually it was really well placed, but the rotation from Rypig was just perfect. He was able to dodge all that action.
So.
And now I don't think Rome exactly know where Riot Pig's at. Big Mike is able to find Hangman this time.
Wow, that's crazy because Hangman totally had the eyes on that. Maybe they didn't know that there's two of them. I thought they were so focused on Rypick and not seeing them, but you know there are two guys here. And now Rypick's in that position, unfortunately.
Riot Pig is able to
and
find
he gets that
Big
refrag.
Mike.
One down.
Nicely found frag there. It might be. Oh, I think William was able to see that at least, but he wasn't able to shoot it since he just didn't have that lined up. Riot Pig went for the repeak, but decided not to this time. He's gonna go for a rotation instead. And so far, his rotations are actually pretty clean. Like he doesn't have to worry about too much. Oh, he's going on a very dangerous route. I think he's been identified by William.
Oh yeah, but you know what? Who's that in the middle? Proning. Is that oh, Gun is proning towards
Rypik's
it.
actually
so
opted
maybe...
to go on a different route than what William is expecting. Nope. As I say that, he proves me wrong. What's new? And gives away his positions
Nice.
with smokes. And
That was
rotates
a good
away. So that's
try.
actually that's a good move, actually. That's gonna focus Manbear for a bit. Or no, actually, he's just completely relying on William to cover his 6. Or well, it's actually his 7, but no, it's his 9. It's his 9. I can count on a clock.
It's 10 and 2.
Like 10:30. Fitz and Manbear are in a sniper battle actually, and Fitz is a very adept sniper as well. I've seen his setup at home, and I'm not gonna detail how he does it, but just say he has a bit of
position. Look at Gladiator's position. I totally missed him. Oh, Rypick does good. Freelancer. Ooh.
William's able to get Rypick, and Gunrama gets that refrag onto William now. Now we're into a 2v2. Keep in mind, 2 of them are sniping at each other. The other 2, one of them is rotating back to the objective.
Southeast side just cornered back.
Yeah, it's Gladiator. He gave up that, so
Southeast
that
side just saw him cornered back.
Manbear Pig
Gun
has given
can
up his
cross.
antics, engaging a sniper, is now working his way onto the objective. Looks like he's gonna actually beeline it to expose him. Oh no, he's gonna go onto that mound.
they can definitely hear Gun.
Yeah, Gun's not expecting this. But Gun's rotated into a fairly good spot if he doesn't expose himself too quickly here. Oh, he did. Now it's all up to Fitz.
Wow.
And Fitz is on the other side of the map with 149 remaining. This is gonna go very well. And by very well, I mean the timer is going to be a very happy man today.
Well, Fitz was taking a nap at the motel. He just woke up.
Yeah,
He's
man.
like, guys,
How do people
going
take
on?
naps at motel? Have you ever seen the service here? It's virtually non-existent.
pretty much.
I have been playing this game for 3 years, and it's been the same sheets every single day.
Yeah, but they have open doors, so always
That's
welcome.
true. A very open door policy.
I don't know that they know where Fitz is.
I don't think they do.
Right,
This is
'cause
a
they're all-
pretty. I didn't even
yeah.
think he would do this rotation, but regardless, this is what he is doing, and this could throw Rome a new loop, especially with not having Manbear on that Overwatch on the wing anymore. It really can leave Rome in the dark now. Now that Entity have withered Rome down to the point where they're at right now. Fitz is just going for the beeline though.
Yep, there he goes.
He is not doing any kind of fancy way here. He's only got 37 seconds remaining, so in about 5 seconds here, he's about to hear those little beeps in his headset signifying that he's at the 30-second mark, which are going off right now. So now he knows exactly what's going on. He's tossing some smokes out here. This is going to give away his position, but he's hoping that the smokes can cover him in some way, I guess.
Or draw them out, perhaps.
Yeah, well, that smoke is not helpful. It is pointing the wrong way, and Gladiator is going to be able to find Fitz there. Rome will be able to tie it back up to 2-2.
Wow, and Gladiator and Manbear Pig are going in for,
A hug.
hugs.
All about that lifestyle.
As the way it should be in Onward, you go and hug people afterwards.
Yeah, it's the wonders
That's
of
how you
VR,
roll.
You can't do
Yeah.
this in, like, 2D games. You can't just go up and hug people. You have to do like emotes, and hopefully there is
Right,
like a
right. This is
hug
real
emote.
hugging.
This is real life
Yeah,
hugging. This
real
is
life.
authentic.
So if you see on this game, there are different classes that you can play as far as your loadout goes, and it's not an economy as you might know from other games. You get 9 points, so utility will cost 1 point. The frag costs 2 points, and you can't all play the same class. So in a team of 5, you end up kind of picking the class that you do best at. That's why some people do shield. 3 people can do rifleman. There's some support classes. And so when we were talking about the smoke is used often to cover your steps. There's some sound suppression that it adds, and the smokes point one way. So there's like an art to throwing it to cover yourself.
Artistry in the throw.
Artistry. Mm-hmm.
There is actually a real art to throwing nades, and it is an art that I have not mastered, even though I am in the professional esports for this game. But regardless,
Super.
I just it's just one of those things I've just thoroughly ignored and hope that I can just throw right whenever it comes time to be. But we're gonna hop into this next round.
Yeah, we have immediately
It's
going
back
up.
on the defense, and the right off the bat
West.
moment here. As Rypick takes some pot shots. I wish I could zoom in and see what he's looking directly at. It's amazing how much Rome is like committed to this shield. I'm surprised they're not using the drone more, because I feel like the drone is going to be a little bit more helpful than the shield is, because the shield is a little limited at times and where it can go and how fast it can move and what it really can do. And you're giving up an entire long range loadout for what is effectively one of the shortest range loadouts there can possibly be.
Yeah, and this on this objective also it's difficult to attack because it's all the way far east, and you can set up a good defense on it. So it's often said to be one of the hardest to attack, but it's also very easily capable. So what you can do is split the defense down. So if you eliminate them on one side, you can then rotate in to get a cap. But in this case, Entity has Rypick in the middle, and yeah, 2-1-2, which is fine
I'm trying
because
to
Rome
figure
is
out
split
what
up.
William is planning on doing, because he seems to be kind of the lead on these charges here. Like wherever he goes, he's kind of dictating like the rhythm of the
Ooh,
push.
there we go. That drone.
Oh, yep, there we go. About time we see Gladiator use that flying machine of his. Maybe get some intel before it gets shot down. But he likes to fly it low and pretty fast, so it's gonna be pretty hard to shoot down. I have completely lost track of where it's at, so. I think it's peeking fits right now. Look for where all the lasers are going. That's the key to finding the drone. I think Fitz is going to go on a pretty mad push, actually, while his teammates are busy swatting the flies.
I'm watching it from wireframe.
The drone has stopped, which means Fitz is able to find an amber pig, but the drone has stopped, which means
-1,
Gladiator is
-1
just
south.
using it as audio cover.
-1 south behind gas station.
As a matter of fact, Gladiator is right there. Fitz has got to realize that this is where the push is coming from. Ooh, this is going to be he's peeking. He's peeking it. Oh, but Gladiator's ready for it quicker. Gladiator's opting to go with that PKM loadout instead of what he is, but I haven't seen him reloaded. I think he flashes himself, I believe. Oh, and he almost gets team killed in the process as well.
No, Big Mike goes, well, I'm not going to say what he said, but the sentiments are there, you know.
Gunrama
Ooh.
just shuts him down. No PKM from the dead action there.
Wow, I wonder if he thought taking out Fitz was the south of the only south guy.
With Big Mike's taking a couple hits. The drone runs out of battery. As you can hear it kind of whimper away into the abyss. Plenty of shots coming from the motel there. It seems to be where the majority of this entity layout is being set up.
Oh, interesting. I thought they were just going to use the smokes and then
Pick finds
run away
Big
from
Mike
it.
through
Oh.
the smoke.
Wow.
Blind fire comes in clutch here as Roma
Wow.
now reduced
Wow.
to 2.
Look at the north here. William, he is like going on the far flank here on the east.
I have been spawned into the abyss, but now I know what you're talking about.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's not going to be where he wants to be in a couple seconds here if he doesn't have the reinforcement. One of the worst things to be on the shield is the last person up. Gunrama is able to find Freelancer, and now William Dunce's effective worst nightmares come true. He's only got 1 minute left, and he's already trying to futz with a sniper. That is not where he wants to be. This is going to go really well for Entity unless Entity mess up here, really. Like, they've got the last guy cornered. This could easily go back down to a timer. William's going to realize he's going to be in the final 30 seconds without realizing it. I don't even know if he realizes that he's the last one up at this point.
Well, yeah, he's busy. Again. Oh, that is rough. They've got 4 on Entity's side.
Well, he's about to hear the beeps go off in his headset like we heard before. And he's making this really mad rush, but now he's effectively being forced to crouch or try to run from cover to cover if he can, but he's running away from the objective, and I think he knows that the time's up. Like, that he doesn't really have much of a chance here. He's only got 14 seconds remaining. It usually takes 10 seconds after getting onto objective to enter in a code, but if you're quick about it, you can do it in 3. But he's not even on objective, and we're down to the 3-second mark here, and Entity get another freebie.
That kill doesn't count, Hangman. It was after the time went out. So with that play, honestly, it may just be, well, obviously they're underestimating the time, but that rotation all the way out there on a shield is great for callouts, but at that point he was the last one, so I don't know that I would have gone that way. And I actually didn't see when he was spotted. I just completely missed that there was somebody up on the east side. So I think we've been going Volk, Volk, Volk.
I don't think Marsak
Often
has
teams will
won a round at all.
So when teams play, the home team picks a map or the side first. So most teams will pick a map. And then that allows the other team to pick a side. And so when you're given the chance to pick a side, most teams will pick Volk because you can just trade Volk rounds and then win on that 7th round, because Volk can be easier to play, as you see here, because you are you know what you have to defend, you know the area, and you know kind of where the spawn is. So if you play it tight to the objective, if you're trained in on where they are and you communicate well, Volk can be easier to play. It's when you get into a little bit of a different range of play, you do see a lot more Marsoc rounds being won, even without sending the uplink.
Yeah, and certain maps have certain kind of biases. We always talk about it as kind of like being the Volk advantage, which now it used to be in the case that all the maps had the Volk advantage and whoever was on the Volk side first would win. But now, as the competitive nature of the maps has grown and some of the maps have been developed more, we've seen be less of a Volk advantage. And this one, for some reason, is definitely, I think it has something to do more with the play style, but it is definitely more Volk friendly today, as we have yet to see a Marsoc round, and we've already done 5 rounds. This is the 6th round. Looks like Gladiator's going to try to make his cross.
Wow, yeah. So the smokes here, So this map is divided really in 3 sections with these large crossings of the streets here. And you would typically use that time to check to see if anyone's crossing any major ways. In this case, Rome threw out smokes to send 2 other guys south. So the entity knows pretty much to look out for people on that end.
Yeah, and speaking of the entity, it looks like they've gotten crossers on all 3 kind of sections of those maps, of the map that you were talking about. All little different kind of 3 blocks of the roadway. No way of explaining it. Gun Rama, it looks like he's going to get a bit of him and Gladiator actually not seeing each other just yet, just because of Gladiator's positioning. Gladiator's just focused on the objective. He's not focused anywhere else. He's not peeking the dunes. He's waiting for people to come to him, which is really smart play.
And then try to check the berm. I think I has a higher view of it than I do.
It looks like we got Hangman going to play. He might be able to see Gladiator from up here. Ooh, it's going to be a very narrow one, but you have to wait for Gladiator to peek up, actually. Gladiator's position is really good because he's hidden very well. I think he's just peeking his head up if you're at the top of the plane wing. Plenty of shots coming in from Rypick.
Trying to find your camera. Where are you?
Nope. I think I had it off. Now you can find me.
Oh, okay, I see. All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just kind of following Rypick as he makes his approach onto the objective. His approach in particular is a little risky. It's a little out in the open, and you're only relying on vehicles for cover. And one thing you should know about vehicles for cover is that they're not designed to be cover. They have this giant open space underneath the car, and that's a place where you can get shot from under in the foot. So it's not exactly the greatest piece of cover, especially if your enemy is very prone happy. But regardless, it looks like Rypick's going to brave it anyways and be prone happy himself. Ooh, Gladiator's able to find Gunrama as he rounded the corner. I think he heard Gunrama talking because the communication was there, but communication, like very loud playstyles, work. You have to play speedily if you're going to communicate a lot. Like if you're going to play stealthily, you got to go full stealth. Ooh, Gladiator's going to go for the second peek here on Hangman. Hangman's not even looking that way. I think he identified Gladiator this time.
Interesting. Oh, if he did, he's walking out in the open, so I'm not sure that he did.
No, I don't think he did. I think that was just actually, it looked like he identified it, but it was just the timing of it. I think Gladiator saw it. That's why he's about to toss this nade, but he doesn't realize that Hangman has rotated. He thinks Hangman is still there. Hangman is just too quick. Oh, but Hangman... Oh, no. Hangman's gonna run back. No. It's going to be your doom, Hangman. Oh, he's looking the right way, though. He sees Gladiator. Both of their covers are gone now, but Hangman's just going to work his way on up anyways.
Well, Gladiator does have Freelancer there on his,
Ooh, and Hangman doesn't know he's being tracked as well.
Wow!
Nice. A very nice rush.
Wow. Very nice.
No response from Rome to that. That is huge.
Yeah.
Rypick finds Manbear. Gonzo finds William. They are on objective. The cap can come out now. Entity can secure the 5. It looks like Gonzo's just memorizing the code right now, but he might pop out here to try to get the cap in, but he's got a very narrow window to be able to do this in. Freelancer does find Hangman, but he's in the wrong spot. They don't realize that the cap is happening.
Oh,
Gonzo can't cap this quick enough. This could be a round ender right here. There's only 1 minute remaining, but Entity will get the uplink. They will go up 5-2 on map 1.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you heard him go, oh man. So
Nope. My replays are not working today. Okay. They were working yesterday.
Wow.
That sucks. But regardless, we will just go without the replays for the rest of the day. Because that's the way it's
Yeah.
going to be.
So, like we said, it's the best of 7. So, first team to 4 points wins the round. But of course, sending the uplink gives you 2 points. So, you can actually get away with a 5-point map. And that is exactly what Entity did. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's hard to attack in a sense because it's on one side and defense can set up very well. But when you eliminate a certain area, it can really be prone for a cap because you can do it undercover.
Yeah, and it was just a really great offense or an offensive I'm sorry, I was muted there for a second. I was holding my mute button randomly. It was a really great offensive push from Entity there on that final end there. They didn't need it. They were already having the Volk advantage to start off with. But getting the cap in the end there was just what they needed to be able to kind of safely secure that round. As you can see on the screen right here, right up, direction's hard.
Right. Somewhere
in this general area over here. Our next map is going to be a lesser played one. It's going to be Snow Peak. This is Rome. No, I'm sorry. This is Entity's pick. And this might... I know Rome have played this before, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they
do. They have the same map knowledge that Entity do, or Entity going to try to secure this in a round 2?
So, do you know Entity's feelings on Snow Peak?
I don't know Entity's feelings, but I do know Ember's feelings on Entity playing this and interviewing both Entity and Ember at the same time. Hailfire, who's a very big Snow Peak fan himself, probably the Snow Peak king, if we are going to go that far, himself has said he doesn't understand how on earth Entity, well, Lords of War at the time, but he doesn't understand how on earth Entity now are just so good at Snow Peak against Ember. Like, it boggles him every once in a while just how good they are at their own game. So I'm really interested to see how Entity play against Rome on this map, because Rome and Ember play very similarly.
Yeah, this I really enjoy Snow Peak. And for those of you who don't know, Onward will be on the quest at the end of the month, and Snow Peak will be on hiatus during that time. So I think some League players are trying to get Snow Peak in before it goes away for some time. And so I'm happy to see it. I love Snow Peak, personally.
He's just a very cold person.
Thank you. I'm so glad you noticed. We're gonna have the shack objective in the center of the map.
Center objective
on the outside.
I don't think this map is played enough to have its own like defined set of callouts, kind of like how Downfall does. But regardless, I think the callouts that do exist are pretty self-explanatory. Like, for instance, this generator that is connected to a generator light. So the generator powers the generator that powers the light.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean,
it
is kind of like...
this map.
Ooh, and shots do ring out.
Hangman trades with Big Mike. I think Hangman got the better of that. He gets revived, so effectively 1 up for Entity. 4 more to go. This is a great start for them.
Oh, they know me, or they know we're south. Should I pop this green smoke or what? No, they already know. Well,
interesting. Whoa! As I said, that William picks up Hangman.
Yeah, really good little peek there. Oh, that mute button doesn't work.
Yeah, so in the game, the terrain on this is so bumpy that we might think they see each other, but they really don't. There's very bumpy. Bumpy terrain.
Yeah, Gunrama is working his way on through. Might be able to get a sneaky one onto William. Just needs to get there in time. We're gonna on board with him as this tense as whatever's gonna happen here is gonna happen. I'm just gonna put it that way. I'm not gonna make any predictions, but
William and Gun right here. Oh.
as you can tell, Control is just all about that.
What? Control? Intensity? Gun?
Oh yeah.
William? All of the above?
All
Smoker?
about this
Yes.
all about this battle that's about to happen right here as Gunrama is literally sneaking up on his prey.
Yes. Oh my god, he has
Shoots him in the foot. There is no respect in that.
pain!
Confirmed one.
Oh.
William's probably gonna be wondering what on earth
Oh,
just
God,
happened to him right there.
Oh, yes, because the thing with Snow Peak, this is the only map that's in the official rotation that has snow, and the snow crunches. So it does add that additional sound to it. So what Gunn did was very smart, proning
Yeah.
his way towards where he knew William.
There's a lot of different
Was.
mechanics when you bring the babushkas to the snow, and Ryan Pig is gonna
Another
be
one dead.
able to find it. Man, Entity on Marsoc here have just found their groove. What
Yeah,
used to
they
be a
really
struggle
have.
for them, they are murdering Rome right now. I
Yeah,
think
they're
Rome
forcing
really
a
fell in the dead of
rotation.
winter. Rome didn't fall overnight.
Wow.
It fell in a snowstorm. Fitz finds Man Bear Pig. It's all up to one man now. What used to be a giant empire, now this round has reduced itself to one lone man and his Freelancer once again. Freelancer does find Riot Pig, but that is not enough to stop Fitz from coming into the room and shutting that down. Entity will take the first point again.
So the fun thing that I love so much about Onward is the plays that you can do. So you see that objective is in an open area in a shack. So an option that Entity could have done, they didn't need to do it necessarily, but they could have, knowing that there was one left, to kind of distract him while another player on the other side moves up and caps and sends the uplink. It doesn't matter. They could still kill him. They still get a point for it. But their attack was solid. They came on like multiple areas, throwing in the smoke, which causes a lot of panic. As you see, Man Bear had to rush back to the objective, seeing that his teammates were slowly going down. The smoke can also cause that rotation as well. So I thought Entity just played so well. I mean, from guns proning up to William and just picking off one at a time. I would say it's a hard objective to defend because of the openings. You know, there's quite I think there was like 3 of them that you can kind of sneak up into. So
I forgot to add the 2 points to Entity for the previous round, but now the scoreboard is fixed. Please bear with me as I fumble my way through the new casting deck. We have added a lot of
Man Bear
features
with him.
It's catching up to me too here.
I don't know if I need to repeat that corner with both Fitz and Hangman up there. I think.
But we don't need to catch up to these guys as we hop into round 2 as Entity are looking to secure the game win here on this map if they can get themselves just 3 more points, which is pretty easy to do in Onward,
There's another guy at the next barrier.
especially if you're on a roll.
Nice.
yeah, sure, it can. If they ride that momentum and not like relax too much, because the Rome can also come back from this. So I did hear Big Mike say that this is a really far spawn if they choose to go west and south, but they're not terribly far. They can get to it on the north side a little bit faster before they allow Entity to move up north.
Oh man,
Wow!
Immediately with Rye pick.
Oh, wow.
That is a huge pick.
such a good one too. Look at where he is from that. I mean, he is definitely proving to be the sniper you were talking about.
I think everyone
Man,
should know. I think everyone should know by now that Man Bear is a very excellent sniper.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's what. Oh, you know, he downed Rye though, so let's see if Rye could get picked up.
He's droning right now.
How did? I'm looking where the body is, and it's just trees through that. That is an incredibly good pickup. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, that's on the blooper reel. And
That
that's on
was
the blooper
an
reel. Gunrama
accidental
confirms his own teammate. Oh no. That's tragic.
Oh man.
Oh man. Last match I'm sorry. I completely messed the
You know
camera up
what?
there,
The cool
but-
thing about that though, Gun, is that you could be on in my club of team killers. Okay, so it's
about that
fine.
lifestyle?
We have punch at the meetings. It's cool.
Just Gladiator taunting. No. Pretty funny how he does it.
Yeah, that drone can be very powerful because you're like, there's so many. If this one is an open one, so you really just gotta see who's inside of this area here.
He flew it right into objective, so.
Gladiator finally
I am now
using that drone to the fullest to be able to try to understand the enemy positioning here, but this hasn't worked before, even with the information that they've had. Rome have had struggles getting into, and I don't think they've even cracked Entity's defense at all. Gunrama is able to find Man Bear.
Moving. I don't think I got him trying to get across.
Nope, you got him. You got him, Gunrama.
That was me shooting at some pixels moving on the west. I don't think I got
You
him.
shot at those pixels and you got him, buddy. I don't know if y'all could hear him, but he was wondering if he got him, and I am here to definitively say that he definitely got him.
So, at 3 minutes on such a large map, I think Rome's really gotta start making their way and use that information that they got from the drone.
They have to use the information that they got from the drone. They've already lost a key sniper. And now they can't be picking off people from a safe distance. They've gotta do it the only way they know how.
I mean, you can only be sniping from a safe distance for so long, because if you're the last one up, you gotta book it to objective. I'm following William here, and if you can hear the little jingling, you can, if you go really slow, not make noise, but you can definitely hear the jingling on the other side.
The wonders of carrying like 50 pounds of gear and a giant metal shield.
Yeah, Fitz here is gonna.
Yeah, he's in such a great spot.
Gonna ambush William, maybe, or maybe
I think
William.
William's ready for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like William's prepping. Yeah, William is prepping.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
Fitz
they're
really
both
wants to call
prepping!
that in. What? What?
The instantaneous nades. Fitz gets
Oh,
the
but
worst of
William
that,
runs
but he
away.
doesn't confirm it. Oh, I think Fitz is too far away, but he does let his team know exactly what's going on. Big Mike is able to find Hangman. This might be the first time that Rome can crack this Entity defense.
Yeah, I mean, Fitz is in a place to see the.
William is choosing. Boy, you've only got a minute on the clock. Where are you going? Gladiator is able to find Gunrama.
No, Gunrama finds the Gladiator.
I'm sorry.
Or
Other way around, yeah, but
you know.
that's big. That's a good
Yeah.
pick, especially since he's the one who
Yeah.
knows where all the positionings are. They're going the
good
way that
too,
they're going to
yeah.
get called out on that rotation for, and so now they're the last. Well, I'm sorry. There's one other member of Rome alive, which I don't. Lancer? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Lancer.
he's.
Doing his own thing. That's how he's been alive this entire time. Rotation's gonna be really tight from Rome. I don't know if they got enough time.
One on objective.
Ooh, a couple nades going out. That one lands short. This is probably the most effective shield push I've seen all day.
Oh yeah, it's.
Gonzo is not expecting a shield push at all, and wow, Rome will just work their way on in.
That was good.
This was a
that was really
a very
good.
effective shield push right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fantastic. They both went in at different angles to distract and have them. There's so many different ways that they would have to look. So that was perfect. That was a really good push on their part. So yeah, that rotation ended up working out for them. TFH, what do you guys say?
That was tight. I was not expecting. You only got a minute and 30 seconds left on a big map like this. You typically something you don't want to do, but you got to really know your way through the tunnels. And looks like Rome have done their research here and do know how to navigate those tunnels, and they were able to work that out pretty quickly on how to get around there. Definitely a really good movement from William in there, and being able to manipulate the shield just so that he can keep his, use the terrain to allow him to run and not have to worry about crouching all the time in order to allow him to get to the objective as quickly as he did.
Right, and that was both Marsoc wins.
Ooh. Maybe there's a Marsoc advantage on this map.
Well, I think for that objective, I would say is, well, actually the north objective is often said to be, the north hangar, to be hard to attack as well. I'm sorry, yeah, hard to attack. The shack one that we just saw, I would say is hard to defend.
Yeah.
Right.
It is a little. I think it is probably one of the harder objectives to defend. It's kind of out in the open. There's not that many places to hide out, and we're going into another pretty difficult objective to defend here. But I think Entity will. They'll do what they've been doing pretty good, which is they've had great attacks so far after getting that cap going, and maybe they'll just keep the ball rolling on this map in particular.
Yeah, this one has yeah, I mean multiple ways to enter, but it's just a lot of places to hide too as you start to enter. Maybe we'll see some C4 coming out. And it is a big map. They can use some of the the big guns.
Yeah, and then they can have a man bear on that sniping is so crucial for Rome here to be able to kind of collect themselves and maybe force map 3.
I'm sorry, but Gladiator just did the C4 like right behind William. I hope that was intentional.
It probably was. It's a good way.
Like if he goes down kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
No better way than to use your dead comrades. Especially
Sure,
comrades,
yeah.
since Volk is modeled on, well, the Russians, so.
That's where I'm useful. So let's look at the split here from Entity. They're choosing to send 1 through the north, which is going to be across the lake. Then we have 2 going mid, and then 2 pushing south, because there's that south entry that you can kind of, if you can eliminate that area and kind of run up for a quick cap. But this is a perfect objective to really play with your strategy with your teammates and kind of sync up where you want to distract from. You can kind of get the defense focused, which totally happens in the game. We have caster vision. We're watching from above, but
Yeah.
in the game you can get so focused. And there we go again, Man Bear with that snipe onto
He's being
Ride
targeted
Pick.
himself. Oh, he has been hit. He is down by Fitz. Fitz gets the final word in that. He's not even using a full-blown sniper rifle. He's using just a 4X.
Wow.
I don't know what's more impressive
Still.
here, that first pick or the refrag. Both of those are
I like them
incredible.
both.
I like them both. They are so juicy sniper battles.
Taking shots at the tower in case
Both,
somebody
please. I
else
like
wants
both.
Big Mike from Gonzo Dad across the lake, across the pond.
One dead.
He sounds so enthusiastic about that.
You serious? We're down to 3. God damn it.
Fits. Yeah. You serious? Oh!
Oh, what did I say?
Oh, that's awkward.
Oh,
That is so
no.
awkward.
Oh, there. He's gonna be mad.
That. How? How does that. This is competitive play here we're watching, people. Top notch Onward right here.
Ugh, that just
From
happens so
this,
often,
I'm
though.
sorry, I don't mean. I've got to poke a bit of fun at Gladiator. That is probably the most interesting team kill we have ever seen.
I
And
wouldn't say
we
it
know
was interesting. It was, we knew it was
it
a
was
risk. We saw it
it was
sit behind
predicted.
William's
You
butt.
specifically predicted it.
I specifically was worried. Yeah,
Shit.
I had suspicions.
Man.
Well, we're into a 3v3 with 2.5 minutes remaining.
3 up. I almost took Gun's head off. 3 up.
Almost took Gun's head off.
I'm going mid. I'm gonna make
Ooh,
a
we're
move
getting a
up
bit of
there.
lag whenever I go to this. Not optimal, but regardless.
Hmm. 2 minutes to go. I will miss this map.
Yeah, it is a shame that these updates kind of have to dictate what's in league, what's not. But regardless, it is, you know, it's not a AAA game. It's pretty indie actually. So these things happen.
It
Where
will be back,
It will
though.
be back.
It's, yeah, I mean, it is quite the impressive port to go to Quest. So I'm definitely looking forward to bringing on new players. I know a lot of people have been
I do
asking
remember
about
when
it.
Dante did first announce that it was going to Quest at when he was at ESL. Like the announcement was made at ESL during the live events, which was, I'm pretty sure a lot of us had a lot of doubts. Like, are you insane, sir? But regardless, apparently it works, and it from the
Oh, for sure. I absolutely think it will. It'll be fantastic. Oh, look at Big
It's going
Mike
to
and
be fantastic.
Hangman. Ooh, I don't know if you
Gun
saw
Rama
Hangman.
and Gladiator are also right next to each other too. They're tracking each other right now. Gun is honed in on the tank. It's ring around the rosy right now. Oh, but Gladiator is going to be able to find that pick. Now Entity R1, Romar 3, and like you said, Gun Rama. Or I'm sorry, no, blah.
What was I
Words.
saying? Go
No,
on.
you were talking about another thing.
Whatever it was, I was right, I'm sure.
Yes, you were. You're always right.
Thank you.
Never wrong.
I'm so glad. Please write that on the walls. Here goes Fitz and Freelancer, and he does get him.
Fitz gets one, but he has to worry about getting refragged. He's only got a helicopter for cover. Last time I checked, helicopters are not bulletproof, and Big Mike's gonna prove me on that.
Ooh. Big Mike gets that kill, and that was Volk. So Marsak, Volk.
Yeah, I think this objective in particular does bias itself a little bit toward the Volt, just because the amount of hiding spots that are available. And the
Yeah.
amount of view that you do have from said hiding spots. So it really comes as no surprise here that Rome were able to kind of get their own little bit of a lead here, but I have a feeling that Entity on their defense now are going to have a really good chance of getting their point back here.
Yeah, well, you know what? Rome had to win because you know that Gladiator's in trouble for that.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay, so if you're watching, you're wondering why these team kills happen. Is again, and TFH may be able to do it on his camera. They don't see any of the things that you're seeing right now. They don't have names above their heads. I remember I was in a lobby recently. Someone was like, "How was I supposed to know you're on my team? I didn't see a name above your head." They don't see any names. There's no badges. It's proximity voice. So when they're hiding and say something, you can hear the enemy. The only time you can't hear the enemy is through the radio of the enemy. So
remind me to give the Onward 2D experience when we're in round.
Sure. Yeah, I did that before, and yeah, it was it's a definitely different experience. And then shout out to Nava, who's in the chat. Hello, Nava. She's the host of the Hive. She's amazing. Thanks for stopping by and supporting us. She actually went into Onward to try it out just because she's so awesome and supportive. So
She didn't invite me.
welcome to the chat. Sorry.
Well, regardless, we're gonna go into the Onward 2D experience here. with starting off with the Lords of War. Let's just follow Fitz for now because he says funny stuff.
We get an extra point for this match, by the way.
He's already calling for extra points. Anyways, so this is how you kind of see with all the overlays. You can, you know, this is not what the player sees. As a matter of fact, what they do see is this. Well, actually, not even. Let me get rid of that name tag. And you can look through the walls here. You can't see anybody anymore. Matter of fact, let's turn off that laser because they don't see that either. Matter of fact, this is basically what you see in game.
Yeah.
Granted, this is
absolutely.
at max resolution, so don't take my word for it if Onward doesn't look as pretty for you because you don't have like a super high tier graphics card, but hopefully you won't need it anymore with the new update that's coming out that will optimize everything that comes out. But regardless,
Yeah.
we're casters. Let's show everything that happens because we love that 2020 vision. Following on with Big Mike for right now. Matter of fact, this might be better and actually kind of showcase how this feels. It doesn't let me go. No, it does. There we go. Yes, this is granted. You can see stuff on the tablet. The casting software does not let us see what's on the tablet. I already know that he's following William Dunst there because William's really been the only one who's been bringing the shield. Could be Man Bear Pig too, like we said before. He's also a really good shield player. But regardless, all the information that a single Onward player is going to have to work off of is literally what equipment you have on you. You don't have a HUD overlay. You don't have any of that. Matter of fact, Onward is great because of the lack of overlay. You've got sounds and whatever's on your tablet to really guide you and your senses and, you know, your battle sense, basically.
Not optimal, but
I don't know what that sound was, but shots there from William as he's trying to flick. Interesting seeing the shield flick coming back into play here. We see some people do it, but I think he does it more as a taunt, if anything. Right pick does find Freelancer.
One down behind the shield. One down behind the shield.
Gladiator
Yeah,
does
down.
find Gonzo Dad. It's only a down, so the
I'm
res
about to
can
get
come
the
out. You can see how this communication comes into play here. Everyone's calling out when they get a kill because I said there's no overlay like what we see here in order to be able to say like, oh, I got that guy.
Right.
Matter of fact, that's what we're talking about when we talk about double taps. Right pick
Wow.
finds William Dunst. A very nice little pick there. You can see how it
And
just
once you're
lined up
out,
really
you're
nice.
out.
Yeah.
They go back to the tent and watch their teammates. There's no additional, there's no respawns or additional third-party communications.
I am genuinely surprised that William did not try to rotate there. It's kind of a rule nowadays with the shield because people have gotten so good against it that if you stay in one place too long as a shield, you are going to die because either the enemy is going to find a way to rotate around you and get you on your weak side, or they're just going to chuck nades at you until you die. So either way, it's good, you know, good habit to start moving around on the shield. Big Mike does get the confirm onto Gonzo Dad, actually. Drone does come out from Gladiator. This will probably assist him a little bit into working his way on into the objective, but ooh, before it could even be useful, it gets shot down. Big Mike finds Gunrama. Hangman is trying to go for that refrag, but he's just not able to get it to line up. Matter of fact, I don't even know what he's shooting at. Oh, I know. I have the things off, don't I? Yes, I do. There we go.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Come on. Control. Why are you making me do this? We're in a 3v3 right now. Rome have the 1-point lead overall in the map, and Gladiator is sneaking his way on in behind a Jeep. Man Bear Pig is able to find Fitz. It's now all up to two members. Gladiator is right there. Oh, Hangman doesn't even anticipate that, but luckily Rypick is able to get that refrag. He can go for this double res right here, but he has to worry about Big Mike right there. But Rome are just running away with Entity's pick here.
Yeah. You know what is funny is I often hear people say like, "Oh my gosh," and it wasn't their, map pick or anything. It kind of doesn't matter. There's only a certain number of maps. So
Does
the
matter.
idea of
What are you talking
the idea of banning is that you want to ban like maybe the other team's best map perhaps, or a map you don't feel like playing, your team doesn't feel like playing, but ultimately you're pretty much gonna play almost all the maps, even like if you're practicing in comps. So sometimes it just happens that even though you pick it because you have to pick a map, I mean, chances are the other team can play just as good on it. So I often found that it's not as surprising, like it's not like you're picking a map you're constantly practicing on. That's not always the case. So it can happen like that, I would say.
Yeah, and sometimes it really depends on what your mindset of your team's at. Just like it could be your favorite map, but you're just not having the best day, or comms are a little bit off, so it can play differently. But generally, I've known Entity to be a really good team on this map, and Rome have just been a good all-around team. So I'm not surprised that they're kind of running away with this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Entity begin to make a comeback here.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I do think that they're well matched, as you had said. Thank you to our Master League 1 channel with the raid. I guess our Animal House game was over.
It's Animal House. It's going to be over pretty quick. If you've ever seen them play, they don't wait.
Yeah.
They don't keep us waiting.
Yeah, so welcome to the party.
We're gonna have
there was a question here I wanted to
Ooh.
answer.
Ooh.
Would love to know how the players get used to the new maps and find the best hiding spots. So absolutely, with practice, we play scrims where the teams, you just find another team to play with, and then you play like a scrim, like a mock match, so to speak. Another thing is in Onward, you can go into what's called free roam, where you pick the map you want to go to. There's no time limit. It's not a game. It allows you to explore the map, and that's where you can kind of test certain things, such as how like the range of your shots, or you can send your teammate to the other side to see when you can start seeing each other. So there's a lot of different ways to strategize, but teams also will have their own call outs, so they might call different areas, different things. So yeah, that would be one way to kind of get used to it. Just keep playing. Speaking of which, we are in my favorite objective.
Your favorite?
My favorite, thank you.
Your
Look at
catch
this.
line.
It is my catch line. Gonzo and Freelancer.
Are your favorite.
Okay, yeah, sure. Freelancer's my favorite. You know who my favorite is. Come on.
Oh yeah, we know. Also, I got teleported into space again. Rip
Um,
me.
So for this objective, it's
Ooh, I'm gonna have to interrupt you here, as literally the two people who you just said are next door neighbors right now.
Ooh, but they don't.
Ooh, this is
Oh.
that was genius. He was holding his gun up in order to lower his profile, and then he just went for it. I thought he was unprepared, but then I was like, nope. He is hiding very effectively. Very nice little peek there. I'm surprised Gonzo thought he could make it that far against a team like Rome, who do know how to defend very well.
Yeah, this one is just, it's hard because let's see, where Man Bear Pig's position here on the top hill is often like a pre-fired spot, but like anywhere you kind of poke your head into, you kind of don't know if they're going to be on the left or on the right of you. So lots of coordination needed to penetrate this tunnel.
Yeah, these tunnels are very tricky at times. We see a lot of teams just ignore the tunnel, like the side tunnels, just go straight through and
Yeah.
try to take on people as they pop out. But
Yeah. We definitely on my previous team like had a great play on it, and I love it. And it's just so it's like a bit unexpected. It kind of like addresses all these issues because of like it's a dead end towards the end. So, but it's always interesting to see how teams choose to approach it because like if you look at their approach, Hangman and Genramen, they are going quietly and slow, and they're just clearing every single corner. You see, they're just peeking and waiting to see if they could hear anything. It's very tricky in these tunnels too, because you might hear something and it sounds like they're right next to you, but they might be a few tunnels over. So the sound can really throw you off. So it requires you to be very, very still and quiet as you approach.
Yeah, and ooh, the nades!
Ooh.
No, it's a rocket. It might find Fitz. The tree might save him. I think the tree saved him. He's a tree
I think it
hugger
was
now.
I think it was us screaming.
He probably me and Fitz live in relative close proximity to each other.
Yeah, he
in
heard.
in the grander scheme of things, so he might have heard me. That's
sure,
a
for
joke.
sure.
We live like an hour and a half away, but
I live
regardless, we can still
yeah.
hang out. It's close enough. Ooh, these
Wow,
things might get a
look
double.
at that
Look at
throw.
that! Wow, right pick is a very lucky man as carnage still ensues, but
Wow, that was so quick. They got the other guys as well. Rome taking that and the map with 4.5 guys still up. So that's fantastic because you play the best of 3 maps. Even if one team won both maps, we would still play the third map for MMR, which helps with or that's how teams are ranked for their standings. However, because Entity won the first map, Rome wins the second map, we're going to go into our third map decider to decide this series. So, yes, I think we were right to say that they were evenly matched, I would say.
That was 4-1, right? Or was it 4-2?
I believe, no, it was 4-1.
4-1, okay. I messed up my score line somewhere along the line, but it is fixed now.
Well, we are going to my favorite map.
Your favorite?
My favorite
As
map
you
with
can
my
see,
favorite
this is
and my favorite caster.
It flashed on screen already, so everyone knows what her favorite map is. Do I even need to say? Yeah, we'll say it anyways. It's Subway.
Yeah, sure.
Eat fresh. We're not affiliated at all.
And Subway is a real thing.
Well, the Subway is yeah. It's in New York. It's a whole system. It's a method of transportation. Yes. By where I live, we call it the Metro because apparently we're posh and also.
It's very posh, sure.
We're very posh. Yes, we take the Metro, but we don't take the filthy Subway, whatever those are. I'm totally messing with it. Our Metro is completely dysfunctional. It is incredible. Bits knows what I'm talking about. It is completely dysfunctional, and I rarely take it.
I don't know what you're talking about. This Subway is lovely. Okay, so
this is the perfect Subway. Yes.
Yeah, there's pictures of Smoils the cat, or not.
Really?
Well, that's Tabby, but
well, it's just a cat.
Yeah, look at the cats. Every cat is Smoils. All right, so let's break down Subway a little bit. When Subway first came onto the scene, there were very little entrances that made it an uneven map, and it was fixed. And there's questions in here about the maps. Usually, when a new map is introduced, we don't like it because change is hard. We don't like change.
Keep the old Onward. Back when everything was orange.
So people would say, they didn't want to play Subway, so the newer teams would try to learn Subway because the more experienced teams may have that little, that might give them a little bit of an edge. But Subway is just played so often now. It's the same with the map Tanker, where you see it not being played as much because then so newer teams try and play it. But I would say across the board, the maps get well dispersed, and it changed from season to season. You can actually check on VR Master League the stats on the map to see which map is most played by the class of bronze teams, silver, gold, master, and so forth. And diamond. Let's not forget that.
Oh, don't forget the diamonds.
But I really enjoyed Subway. Yeah, the masters.
Which is like the Globochem rank, and then whoever.
Sure.
Else
Yeah, the masters, the
highest. Up there.
The highest rank, correct. And we're in week 4. And we're going to take a quick pause to work out the kinks of the quest. But typically the season lasts about 14 regular weeks, and then we go on to the wild card, the semifinals. So we're playing it for like what 10 months out of
We're playing this
the year
forever.
with the amount. Yeah, well, even on the off season, you continue to play. So league players will play. You know, if you're decent enough, I want to do 15-20 hours a week, I would say. I don't know, in chat, you tell me how much do you practice with your team and how many sessions. And then of course teams can play. Well, they'll have to play one match, which is generated on Mondays, and you have all week to schedule your match with the other team. And then each week, a team can have the option to challenge another team within their challenge range. So that's the basics of how Onward works, but VR Master League does have other games, so you may be interested to check out Echo, which is our flagship game. It is just went out on Quest a while back and like blew up. It's like double the size now. But we also have Pavlov, Final Assault, Space Junkies, Contractors. So it's a fantastic, wonderful, growing league, as you can see, and it's just something that I'm quite passionate about. I love playing Onward. It helped me through a lot of different things, and I've met incredible people. And if anything, it really just helps you believe in yourself, right? TFH, do you believe in yourself?
No,
Yeah? Oh.
nope.
A little more.
Of course I do.
It
Being
can be such
confident
a
is part of what
rush.
it takes to be a caster. You have to be
Sure.
confident, ruthless, and tough. Which is
Okay,
like two
sure,
of the things
some
that
of those
Gene
things.
Kranz wrote on the board after the one stat.
Yeah.
I take those ideals
So-
into account.
So Onward is like, sure, it's difficult. The most difficult thing about Onward is your mental game, because it's so intense. You know, you're going to lose. You're going to, look silly sometimes on cast. So it's all
Look
about how
silly
you
all
handle
the
it
time on
mentally.
cast. What are you talking about?
I do that on purpose for that exact reason,
Yeah,
the
there you
mental
go.
game. Well, we're gonna head into our first round of Subway, the deciding map.
And we were talking about Manbear Pig being a shield master. Maybe not well, he is a pretty much shield master. I'd say he's even better on the shield than William. But regardless, both of them are very, very confident shield players, and now we're seeing the Roam double shield strategy come out on this with a double basement push for both of the shields, which is very interesting because I'm not a really big proponent of taking the shield down here as a shield player myself. I think that it's just way too open for ambush. It's so much that can go wrong when you get locked up at this corner here that we're looking at, and you can easily get C4'd somewhere along this line. And the question is for both William and Manbear in this case is where that C4 is, and the answer is literally on camera right now.
Yes, I love it. I love the drone on Subway. Fantastic. I think it's such a good use, and people are always like, why do you use drones on Subway or Cargo or whatever? It's fantastic to use on a small map because of the nooks and crannies.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
find
like
out
that
where
English
people are
muffin.
kind of hiding. There you go. The question is, I'm very sure that Rypick knows that there's gonna be a double shield
yeah.
strat coming his way. He's identified it. He has to wait for the right moment. He is able to find Manbear Pig, and this is exactly why I'm not the biggest proponent. The nade gets both of the oh my goodness! And that is why you don't go shield downstairs. There's just way too many things that can go wrong.
I mean, you know what? TFH does play the shield rather well. I mean, I've played with TFH pushing shield with him, so he's rather skilled. So, it also, by the way, when you're watching the cameras from TFH, who's the head caster here, you see the green vision. It's because this is a darker map. It's nighttime, and so they're wearing night vision, which also costs a point.
Speaking of which,
But
I've just turned off my flashlight to kind of show you like what the player perspective once again is here.
Sure.
And when you're downstairs, there's plenty of lighting all around, and so you don't really need it, but it is nice because it does work, and so you can figure out where an enemy laser is pointing, because people don't really turn on and off their lasers that often. They usually just leave it on or leave it off. But it's good to know you can see the laser whenever there's a shield pushing, because it's really hard to turn that laser on or off when you're holding a shield as well. So it's good information to wear the night vision, but you don't have to when you're defending downstairs. But if you're attacking upstairs, it's pretty good to wear it.
Yeah, so there's some players who will always have night vision in their loadout because just so that they never forget it, depending on the map. And there are night variants, like Snow Peak, for example. There is a night map of that, and Quarantine. So that's.
Gonna interrupt you for a second. Fitz had a really nice little pick by his gladiator was crossing one of those track bridges, which were put there because we all know Big Mike identified Fitz's position is now. Oh,
Wow.
Big Mike didn't double tap.
Yeah, that's.
Now they know. Fitz has a perfect eye on that north stairs. That could give so much intel to the entity crew here, and there's only 2 members of Rome left.
Yeah.
That is actually huge for entity. You'd think it'd be a disadvantage, but no. Having someone like Fitz who will tell you every single detail about what's going on.
Oh, that is powerful. Yeah, he's definitely calling them out already. And I don't know if Big Mike hears it and just doesn't.
I think Fitz is just waiting for the push, and then he's gonna radio it out. So it kind of.
Sure. Yeah, and what you see Big Mike here, he went over to his fallen comrade here and just kind of grabbed some of the utility here, which is a smart thing to do. Whenever you pass a body, you want to, stab it, shoot it again. Not your teammate, but make sure that they're completely down, and then and then take some of their utility to use it. So Big Mike, what he did was throw smokes down the air, and that totally got Hangman and Gonzo kind of looking. And then he rotated away.
What's really interesting is Fitz's callouts are being so accurate right now. You could see Entity rotating to Big Mike's location whenever he chooses to move back or forth. Freelancer finds the right pick down on the south side as he makes his way on in. C4 does go off, won't be able to find it. I think I'll shoot it by the C4 himself. Big Mike does find Hangman. Oh,
wow.
Gonzo tries to go for it, but now it's up to Gunrama. Oh, is Gunrama gonna go for the res? I think he's just going. I think he's using it as callouts, but now
Oh, he's smoked out everywhere. Oh, don't shoot Hangman.
Now we're going for the res here. It happens pretty swiftly here. Both of them move back in. Big Mike is moved back on in. He does find Hangman. He is trying to find Gunrama here. Gunrama is just holding this angle. Big Mike goes for it. Gunrama will be able to find this first pick. It's all up to Gunrama. It's a 1v1 versus Gunrama and Freelancer. Freelancer's in the smoke, but Freelancer sees Gunrama first. Rome will take the first point.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think Freelancer was like, oh my gosh. I mean, that was so intense, and that was close because Fitz's position was, being able to do those call outs. This objective just gets to you because of all the ways you can go down, and oh man, it was intense.
Yeah.
Right there, I just wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I thought as soon as Freelancer moved the smoke that he was gonna get caught out, but he grabbed his gun so quick.
Yeah,
that was
smooth pickup for there. That was really good. A really nice point for Rome there when it was not really looking good for them, but Big Mike, there was a reason why he was even on SMC in the first place before, and then chose to join Rome, even though SMC is a higher ranked team, but regardless, he is doing great work for Rome. And it's working really well for him.
Yeah, I'm seeing in the chat the intensity. Yes, it is very intense. You can even ask some players. Some of us wear heart rate monitors while we play. And
They're most likely the streamers of the group.
It's probably peak. It is because of little things like so you might be hiding, and I saw you guys talking about it being hide and seek. You can be hiding, and then you pop out and yell boo. That's what you're supposed to do. Yell boo.
That's very tactical.
Yell boo.
That is
exactly.
That is official U.S. military protocol right there. Whenever ambushing the enemy, shout boo.
Yeah, exactly. But it can totally just scare you, and then the intensity and pressure of trying to send in a code, and and then also if your teammate dies and you don't get a call out, you don't even know if you're the only one and where the enemy is. So it's
forgot to turn the
quite
flashlight back on during that round, but regardless, we have our little flashlight assist back.
Yay!
Yay! The flashlight's back. Now Rome will be defending from Entity this time. Now Entity don't typically bring a shield. I do know Fitz has meddled around with the shield, but he has never really fully committed to it. But we're in the wrong loadout.
Okay, you're following Fitz. I will follow as well.
Yeah,
So
him and Gonzo are doing a pretty good line through this, what we call the upper catwalk. One of the added entrances that you were talking about before.
And they are making noise, so Gladiator's right below them there, and he's
made
hear
noise himself
them.
as well.
Yeah, his voice.
His
His
very
wonderful
distinctive voice.
Yeah, you would know him.
I think he's forgot to mess with his mic settings on his Oculus, so it comes through very distorted. Speaking of which, Gladiator, if you are watching this back, what you can do is you can go into your audio settings, click, select your input devices on your Oculus, and then there'll be an option below there. Big Mike finds Gunrama. Basically for anyone, just like having audio really hot. You can change that in the audio settings by adjusting the amount of gain in Windows on your microphone. Sometimes those old school Oculuses can do that.
Oh, old school. Isn't it great in VR that we can call something old school now?
I know, right? I still have my old school vibe.
The Viva?
Viva la...
Wow.
Viva la man-bear pig as he finds Fitz.
But again, it's only a down.
It's only a down. Fitz has not been killable.
Crazy.
He has never been. I think he's going. Oh, he's trying to line up that double tap, but ooh, Gonzo might be able to yeet that away from him if he's quick enough. It's a risky res. There it is. Fitz has got to move away here, otherwise he might get caught.
Yeah, but it was interesting because I think Gladiator gave that call that they were coming down from the double down. Ooh. And Man-Bear was ready for it. Yeah.
Oh, he gets himself a nice little double with that rotation there. Very nicely done. I'm almost surprised Entity even let that happen, but now Entity are kind of in the reverse order here. They're only down to 2, and just as I say that, William Duns finds 1 himself, so now it's only 1 member of Entity, the new dad himself, Rypick. Maybe able to try to find a couple of picks of his own. Ha ha! I am a natural funny man as Rome.
Funny man? That wasn't hardly a pun.
That wasn't even funny. That was horrible.
I think that was Man-Bear saying that's all of them. Indeed, it was all of them. So, it's a good lineup. I'm really glad to be able to see Freelancer. I've not been able to see him play in a match yet. Of course, I saw Lorena Scout in the chat. Hello, Lorena.
Why isn't Lorena playing? I miss watching Lorena just whip people on pistols. Like, that man will come into a league match with a pistol and just snipe people with a pistol. Like,
well,
Lorena, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Come back.
I know. It's fantastic when so you see the league is we have like what 400 so in Onward, not in total of VR Master League, but you really get to know different players because not only do we play in league matches with them, but we also play in lobbies. So if you're interested in joining or hanging out, you can go into a lobby and you'll probably see these different people with their gamer tags, and you can always just give them a shout out. Now there's 2 types of lobbies when you join Onward for the first time. There's the public lobby or the competitive lobby. It's a pub and comp. In the comp lobby, you obviously will find mostly league players or people who want to play a little bit more seriously. The pub lobby allows new players to kind of get used to the game and maybe learn some of the loadouts and some of the spots to play. But we do get to know each other quite well because, as you see, the rounds are 6 minutes, and you
get to spend a lot of time when you die early.
Yeah, you die early on. I'm not saying. Okay, yeah, I was saying I definitely die early. Yeah, and I just get we get a chat.
That's Onward for you.
Like, so what are you doing here? Like, come here often.
Yeah.
Basically.
Jigs, buy me a Coke.
So, but Rome, wow, look at them. They're picking it up with 2.
Because Thunder Pilot really liked this the last time we did this. So here's another real life in VR view. Might even try to might even try to sneak a little bit of combat into this. Oop, forgot to turn off the lasers. But I'm gonna turn the names on just for now, just so I can acclimatize myself.
Oh, absolutely.
Fitz has already
yeah.
moved his way on up to the north side. It looks like there's 2 members of Rome that are going to work their way out over. It's going to be Big Mike and Gladiator. Big Mike's going to peek out here first, but you won't know that because this is what I'm going to show you for this first encounter here, and then we're going to turn everything back on. You're going to see Big Mike here. He's going to peek out right there. Fitz gets that pick onto Big Mike there. Now, Gladiator is going to follow him up right here. It looks like he's actually trying to peek right now. And, oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. That's Man Bear Pig. But Man Bear Pig is also bringing the shield there. Fitz calls it out. And now the rest of the team knows exactly what they're going to do. They know that there's at least one shield coming toward him. Gladiator comes for the reinforcement on that mid side. And it's really only Fitz that is kind of causing a lockup up there as well. Now, another thing to be of note here, we were talking about as well before. Fitz is watching this is kind of the view that we see minus the laser because he's not wearing that. Let's get a distraction, but he's able to take that one down. That's going to give some info over to Boys of War. William Dunce and Gunn Randall.
I
was able to get one.
I was watching this, so and I'm glad like I kept the camera over here so that they can look back on it. But basically, they ran into Rypick, who rotated back. William was able to get a nade and was stunned that it didn't kill him, but he thought he was still up. Gunn went around for a flank based on Rye's callouts. Freelancer was able to pick him up. William got down, but then revived again from Freelancer, and now they've cleared up this approach.
Fitz gets taken out by the shield rush, and one thing you don't want to do is really attack a shield, especially when he's not really feeling pressure. You want to force the shield into usually with help. So whenever you hear that shield call, it's good to have at least 2 people by there at the time, and that's something that Fitz did not have available to him. Hence why he. Oh no! Oh, the team kill! Oh no! Rome did an easy 3rd point there after the smoke's confused entity, and I left the overlay up as well, so that's great. After all that great camera work, I left the overlay up. That is absolutely.
You gotta be careful with that camera work because we're on camera. I could have been picking my nose, all kinds of stuff.
I could have been too. Regardless.
Wow, that. Oh my gosh, that's
the first time I've done that all season. So. Anyone of y'all who are frequent watchers who have a drinking game going on for the Onward VRML, take a shot because Todd left the overlay up.
It's alright. You saw it from the cute little thing,
Block out the name on that one.
We like miniature things, like look at my little miniature playbook. That's where my strats are.
She was showing me that earlier. She's very proud of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what miniature strat.
Yell boo. Yes. Bring night vision. I got it.
These are the strats.
Turn overlay off.
Rough Rider strats.
Whew. I'm telling you.
Exclusive view into the Rough Rider strategy right here. Well, I'm going to add a point to the overlay that we are very familiar with. I am so sorry that I left that up, and I'll make sure I turn it off next time. I was worried I was going to do that at some point, and lo and behold, I did do that. But unfortunately, these are things that just happen every once in a while, even to the best of us looking at you, Nightfire.
We forgive you because you're adorable.
Oh, yeah. I can get away with anything.
So as you see this with this objective, it's Chinatown. We call it the Chinatown objective. The different names for it, different approaches. But that was just such a fantastic push from Rome.
It's Chinatown, but there's a pizza shop because it's New York. What else?
The Chinese people made pizza. We invented it. I say we because I was Chinese like maybe 1,000 years ago.
Vietnamese.
Yeah, like 1,000 years ago we were Chinese.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the same way that I 1,000 years ago was Native American.
There you go. Okay, now you're getting it. All right, look at this push from Entity. They are coming strong up north. They're flashing themselves. The hair.
Oh yeah, they are. Oops, I got there. This is a very strong push, and Rome are just having none of this. Smokes are coming out here. This is some total chaos right now. Oh, the C4!
Oh, no.
Finds a double. This could be it. William is just picking away at Entity. Now there's only one member of Entity left. He's coming around the north side right now. He's a late comer.
Oh my gosh!
That was some
No.
straight murder right there. That was unethical.
Oh, and now Gladiator's going for it.
That
Oh.
is interesting.
Oh, Hangman, what you got, man?
Yeah, we're just
Run,
gonna
run
let
away.
Hangman control the cameras. Let's do the thing that we were talking about before here. Here's the turn that flashlight off. I actually left it off that entire time. Rip. There we go.
Wow, that was insane. Like that going to now like choosing to push all 5 is a fine strat. Like you're just gonna have to change your game sometimes. However, a lot of teams can counter that by immediately seeing that there's 4 of you there, and because it's like a hallway, they can throw all their utility at you, C4, all kinds of things that really trap you. So Hangman then made the right call to rotate because he's got 4 minutes and he's on his own. So the best thing you can do if you ever find yourself in this position is to, either shoot or throw a smoke and then rotate out of there into another opening. So it probably won't happen because Rome is playing it rather tight, but what ends up happening and how some players can clutch around as the lone man up is rotate, catch a guy, rotate again, catch another guy out of position. So his the right move there was to rotate. And now he has a few choices, but they are rather playing it tight. The first person he's going to have to deal with is Freelancer. Oh no, Freelancer is. They're all tucked. They're wanting this. They're wanting to win this.
Hangman is just taking his time. He's using up whatever time he has left. It's his best ally right now. That can become his worst enemy if he uses up too much of it. Freelancer's right there. I think he can hear Hangman at that distance at the rate that Hangman is walking right now. Yep, the nade comes out. Hangman rotates back. The flash comes out. Freelancer's not able to really get that pick. And Freelancer's doing the smart thing there. He's not overcommitting to that push. Hangman... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Freelancer radioing. I thought that was Hangman radioing. It's like, you're the last one up. What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah, they can hear that shuffle. Oof.
Rotation is happening, but Freelancer is still holding his ground, which is a smart idea to do. You don't want to be too far away from the objective in the event that Hangman does sneak his way on up. That's going to be really hard against a team like Rome. They have a very condensed objective push here, but it looks like is a member... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Freelancer has moved his way on further south. Optimize his position a little bit more. Now we're down to the 2-minute mark here. This is the time that Hangman should start thinking about trying to work his way toward the objective rather than trying to draw enemy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the best he could do if he hears Freelancers, make his way around and perhaps shoot into the objective area. I don't know how much utility he has. I don't think he has any. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I think he's used it all up. A lot of utility being used on that initial push that didn't go so well due to tactical explosives that were placed. William Dunce is now pushing his way on up. I think it's spotted out here. I don't think he's expecting to get that. Oh, what?
Oh, wow!
The C4 finisher.
Oh, man.
Wow.
C4 to win it all. Wow. Well, Rome.
That's all. That is. I don't think there wasn't a single not C4 kill there. Well, there was. There was only C4.
No, that was. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what the push was other than. I mean, that's the thing is you gotta try things sometimes, and maybe they felt like, they were down at 0, right? And they, so they may have thought, well, let's just like Hail Mary and try for something big. A lot of teams have been playing it very tight on defense, from what I've observed, is playing it very tight. Sometimes teams will send a flanker to go around or to wander the map to pick off people, but I've seen a lot of teams play it tight, and especially Rome was probably just looking to close out the series and finish strong. I mean, Entity taking 5 points in that first map, and then Rome was like, none of this. We are not letting this, not go our way. So I think that they played it. They played it well. I think they also tried different things, and had a new player. Even though there were team kills on both sides, but you can't really even fault team kills because, first of all, because I do it, so I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I mean, but but I mean, because it's so high intensity. There's a lot going on. You get very, very like tunnel visioned into exactly what's in front of you and the quick calculations of how many of my teammates are up, how many of the enemies are up, or is the uplink being covered. So much is happening, and so that kind of I was gonna say it didn't really help, but both sides had it. So anyway, that is going to be my analysis of that. I thought it was a great series to watch. It was very interesting. I think both of them were trying new things. We got to see a lot of different use of utility. We also saw some a lot of shield play.
A lot of shield play,
yeah, C4 sniping, and the drone. So you got to see a lot of the different types of skills that players can pick up, because it's not just like anyone can play the drone. You really have to practice it. Not anyone can just snipe. You really have to practice it. Again, it's VR, so these guys when they're prone, they are prone on the floor. Or when they're crouching on the floor. It is, you gotta stretch when you play Onward. So, but hats off to Rome. Congrats on that win.
Yeah, and like you said, that was a very dominant effort toward the end there for Rome, but that is going to wrap it up for us here at the VRML tonight. My name is TFH with a swear word in the middle. My lovely guest tonight is ctrl.flirt.del. We're going to see you all later. Don't forget to check out all of our sponsors that help support the VRML here and support the VR in general. So definitely go ahead and check them out. They're all listed on our website. They're too long for me to even name now, so it's getting pretty intense over here. But that's going to wrap it up from us tonight. I hope you all are having a great night. We will see you all later.
Bye, everyone.